Welcome, you're watching 4x4.
Into left 660. Care left 3 over crest, don't cut. Into dip close, left 6 over crest, care crest, right. Left 6 over crest.
Upon the release of Dirt Rally, I realized that Codemasters haven't given up on making truly great rally games. Even though there are several titles being developed almost every year by several companies, I couldn't say that anyone is trying to do their best to make something exceptionally immersive yet fun and accessible. There aren't many rally games developed, and most of them are very average or even worse. This list generally applies to all modern rally games, but I'm going to be using specifically Dirt Rally as a benchmark. Now, Dirt wasn't perfect. Don't get me wrong, the driving is amazing and breathtaking. I feel like controlling a rally vehicle, and even in the very beginning, every crash and my every mistake made sense. I felt like I just did not know how to control the cars properly, especially since every single one is quite different. They really are. But with this game, the developer also made a few wrong decisions in my opinion, and did not improve on things that have been bothering rally games for years. These are several things that are painfully obvious to me, and break the immersion that developers have worked hard to create in the first place. I will focus on what Dirt Rally and Codemasters has done, since I currently trust this developer the most in this genre to make this happen. It doesn't include things already present in the game, for example great driving physics, track and car variety, and in some cases great overall visuals, just to name a few things. I've compiled 5 things rally games are doing wrong, and how in my opinion they could be improved. No rewinds or flashbacks. Now this is already present in Dirt Rally, but other games that have come out recently have embraced this feature, and it takes away so much from a rally vibe. Sure, you can not use it, but if a feature like this is present, then it can be used to get out from a bad situation, sometimes even caused by game's wonky physics. This is a reminder to not include this feature, at least in rally games. There are always restarts available. Just worry about creating stable physics that make sense and abandon rewinds as a whole.
Into right 460.
No automatic reset on track. No fade out, fade in automatic resets. None. The moment it happens, it immediately makes it obvious again that you are in a video game and breaks the immersion. That's not really what I want when I'm racing. The great thing about properly done racing games is that when you're deep in a race, you have no time to think about anything else rather than your speed, trajectory, the gear you're in, and the turns coming. Having the game doing these recovery on track things for you automatically slaps you in the face needlessly, reminding that it's a game, which is a bummer. I play racing games because I enjoy the driving and racing process, and I don't want to be reminded that it's not real. I realize that, but at times it gets so good that I lose myself and I really get disturbed when this kind of immersion is being broken for no reason. My solution for this is to make the track bounds wider and bigger. Add around 50 to 100 meters of accessible terrain on all sides, so I can properly crash and then try to figure out how to get out of there. I'd use the reset only if I can get out on my own, but having it done for me completely disrupts the rally feel. Colin McRae Rally 4 had this to some extent, I remember. Newer rally games are so guilty of this. Now there's another thing, present specifically in Dirt Rally, that I want to address. What were you guys thinking about when you included this unrecoverable car thing? Didn't it ever occur to you that it makes no sense? If at some situations I can fly out of a track and you catch my car and put it back on the road, at other times I slide out slightly and the game decides that it's unrecoverable. For the whole event. Can't you really take it out and get it ready until the next race? It doesn't make any sense. Unless you're planning to re-include flashbacks to help me get out of these situations, which I already stated that it will kill the vibe, get rid of this unrecoverable nonsense since it is broken. Advanced visual and actual hardware damage. Now I know for a fact that a developer like Codemasters is able to provide this, so I have grown to expect that from their games. Race Driver Grid was my first amazing experience when it comes to detailed crashing. Dirt 2 was also great. You could shred your car easily after flipping it over, but Dirt Rally is too stiff when it comes to visual and hardware damage. It often makes very little sense. You can fly in a wall with 150 kilometers per hour and still continue racing with all your wheels spinning quite normally. You of course damage your radiator and engine and everything else, but often enough you should not be able to continue at all. And other times you can blow out your tire fairly easily after a minor bump with a rock, but at others you can do a hard crash and not have big consequences, which is bad. I think it would work out for the best if there was a tremendous amount of detail that could be damaged in a variety of ways to destroy a single part. It would be extremely easy to destroy a vehicle and bits would fall off more easily, making it a truly breathtaking experience that actually looks understandable and logical when it happens. The damage in a game like Dirt Rally is a step down and pulls back other aspects as well, as it is tied together with everything else. Collision with spectators. Now this is my favorite one. Hitting people will result in the same fade out fade in as when you slide out of the track. This also is an immersion breaker, since at times spectators can stand around a tight hairpin and there is no hard barrier separating you and them. And if you happen to drive too close to them, you immediately get thrown back on track with the same fade out fade in bullshit. There are several ways you can improve this. The most creative one would be to make spectators interact with the world. Like in Driver San Francisco, where there are plenty of people on the street, but you can't hit them because they always manage to get out of the way. It might look uncanny at times maybe, but it would work and certainly create unique driving experiences because of the variety of ways it could play out. The more easy way to do this is to create more hard barriers that separate you and the viewers, or just render them in less easy to access spots. But let's face it, that's boring. A deep career or championship mode. A deep career mode where you have your own team and branding would keep me invested and create a reason for doing all the racing again and again. In a rally game though, it isn't as needed since we came just to race in the first place. In a widely combined game with many different disciplines, it would be a must, but I see rally benefiting from it as well. Or just create a proper championship mode as it is actually now, where you can buy your own vehicles, buying them is a must, not just getting them for free, and have the ability to choose a difficulty at the beginning of the season or event, and keep pushing your team to the top and get new sponsorship deals along the way. In fact, that when I started playing Dirt Rally, I was ready to crash my car during a season and just continue even without restarts and take my punishment, but seeing how it works out completely changed my mind. I can hit multiple walls and trees at high speed and the car doesn't seem to care. But at other times I slide out slightly and my car is unrecoverable for the whole event, which makes no sense whatsoever. So I abandoned my original idea since these things in game often don't make no sense. Therefore I am not going to act rationally if the game isn't willing to do the same. I would like to stress again that even though I've been mentioning Dirt Rally a lot in this video, this list generally applies to all modern rally games we get now. I do believe that adding these 5 things and maybe just a little bit more, we could get the ultimate rally game for everyone to enjoy. Did you agree on any of the points mentioned here? I hope you could connect to those mentioned in the video. If you have some of your own, do post them below. Like and share the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the races.